You have tuned into A Family Affair, your local sports and news talk show on C2C Indie Radio with your hosts, Naquan and Darnell. Let's talk sports.
All right, welcome in this Family Affairs. Naquan with
Darnell, we here. It's Thursday. We in the building. Let's go.
So, what's been going on with you, man? How your week going?
It's going well. Shout out to y'all, the listeners, because got big feedback with the youth advocate situation last week. I addressed. It was kind of towards the end, so I ain't really get to speak more clearly on it. We're hiring youth advocates. Need at least an associate's degree in your own vehicle, but we also are having a hiring event January 27th, 12 to 6. You could walk in and interview. I suggest you contact me and get in touch with me. A lot of people got in contact with me last week, and we got a real good group moving forward. So, you know, anybody that's interested, you know where to find me.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. The power of, just speaking. Getting new recruits, because that's what we need in these high schools, man. How has the job been going for you since you started back now?
It's a little different now because when I was there the first time, I was a youth advocate, but now I'm a supervisor, so it's a little bit different because now you're on the other side of it. But a lot of good things are going to happen, especially once we get enough people on board. Like I said, we got a good following after I mentioned it last week towards the end of the show, but I feel like a lot of people responded to me since then. So, again, we need youth advocates. Open interviews January 27th from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. 518 Salt Springs Road.
And another thing we're looking to do is we're looking to go to more sporting events around the city. So our tag on social media is Family Affair at Family Affair 222. Please write us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever it is, and we will pop up at your events. We'll record, show highlights. Really trying to make this a community show, not just NBA and NFL. We want to support the community as well, so please give us a shout out.
Yeah, we kind of going through a mid-year, New Year reboot. Yeah,
little revamp.
The background behind us. Shout out to Carv. He designed our background for us and logo, so he doing big things for us.
Shout out to Q Visuals. Okay, so we had a busy weekend over the weekend with sports, playoff games, big NBA news. What was your impressions of the sports weekend?
As I predicted.
Oh,
until I got to the last game, Kyler ain't want to show up, but it went according to what I thought it was, but it made me a little bit nervous about this week's pick, a little bit, but not too much.
I'm not gonna lie to you. There's one game in particular that I'm not confident about. Other than that, I'm pretty confident this week. Especially after last week. Last week was a good week for both of us. Who
you think showed out the most?
We'll get into that. We'll get into that because the first thing I actually want to start with is the social media question that we posted this week on our social media sites. The quarterback rankings.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I want to know from you. We got 8 quarterbacks left. We got Stafford, Mahomes, Brady, Rodgers, Tannehill. Who am I missing?
Said Stafford.
Yeah.
Burrow.
I'm missing Burrow and Brady. Who you got? Who's your number one quarterback?
I mean,
before I get into this list, I want to know not who is the most talented. I want to know who has the most to gain from winning.
The most to gain?
The most to gain. Who's under the most pressure?
Rodgers.
That's my number one too.
In the offseason.
That's my not only that, it's for him to be. You got some people call him the best thrower of football they've ever seen. He's been to one Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? And
Mike McCarthy.
you got to be honest with Mike.
I'm just saying,
You got to look at Dallas now. I'm with you.
A Hall of Fame quarterback from the time he stepped into that job to the time he got fired. You should have never had no losing. Mike Tomlin wouldn't have let that go down.
I was listening to who was it? First Things First, Nick Wright this morning. No, it wasn't First Things First. It was Max Kellerman on ESPN. He said Mike McCarthy is is the only coach that got fired with a superstar quarterback in his prime. I can't think of another one.
Yeah, I mean, I can't think of one off the top of my head.
That's
either.
an indictment on itself. And now you're seeing how things are playing out in Dallas. It's like maybe Rodgers is right. Because, as that ended, there was a lot of back and forth between him and McCarthy, and everybody got to pick sides like they do with Brady and Belichick. Rodgers might have had a point because they looking real good since he's been gone.
You think LaFleur showed up? He won 13 games every year.
Right. So yeah, I have to say Rodgers, he got to be number one. Who you got as number two?
Stafford. Because they don't nobody give up that as much as they gave up for you to. Everybody forget. It's not like Goff didn't get them nowhere. He got them to a Super Bowl. So if you don't at least get them to a Super Bowl, I'm considering it a failure.
No, that's fair. That's absolutely fair.
If not, then what did you trade for?
No, that's right. That's fair. Who you got number three?
We still on most of the game, right?
Most of the game.
I say Josh Allen.
Why?
Just because this ain't been the year that he was supposed to have, considering the last couple years he had. This is a down year for him. I just think, especially to stay in that young quarterback group with the Burrows, the Herberts, the Lamar Jacksons, he got a chance to get ahead of him. Out of the young quarterbacks, ain't none of them been to a Super Bowl, no nothing. If he could
Mahomes.
I don't put him in that group. He's with the Rodgers and the Brady.
Okay, no, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, I'm not putting him there. They not. He's not eye level with Mahomes in no way.
Okay. You take Allen over Burrow?
No.
I'm sorry. Even if they get to the Super Bowl,
Well, that ain't the question. You said who got the most to gain.
Okay, no, that's fair. That's fair. Well,
because I can rank him. I gotta rank him.
No. Because that's what you said. That you said he could pull ahead of all the young quarterbacks, and I wouldn't put him ahead. Even if he could go and win the Super Bowl.
If he go and get in the Super Bowl, you gotta put him ahead of him.
I'm still not putting him ahead of Burrow. As talent
no,
wise,
I think Burrow's better.
I feel like he's benefiting from Ryan Dable.
Is he?
I think so. He wasn't doing this until Dable got there.
Yeah, to an extent. Dable ain't gave him no running game. He's the running back and the quarterback.
I think their offensive line just sucks. I don't think
that plays a part.
Yeah,
He's carrying it as far as the running game.
All I'm saying is I saw him before Dable too.
I agree, but all quarterbacks struggle at first coming in. No,
that's fair.
Don't nobody come in.
That's absolutely fair.
Mahomes. But he sat. He sat here.
Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow took off. I'm just saying if the talent's there, But okay, I don't necessarily disagree with Josh Allen. I was actually torn between Josh Allen and Garoppolo for the next one. And the reason why is because
I was gonna go Garoppolo after
Josh Allen. So it's a fair toss up. My reasoning I was gonna put Garoppolo before Josh Allen is because of how young Josh Allen is.
These are not rankings. These are who we got.
Who's most of the game.
Most of the game.
And the reason why I say Garoppolo has more to gain than Josh Allen is because he's so young. So he'll be back here. We don't even know where Garoppolo's playing next year.
Playing for his job.
Right. We don't even know where he's playing next year.
But I think either way he's gone. It just this
I don't
gives
think
him another opportunity.
If he wins the Super Bowl,
I think that drives his stock up. They trade him because they gave up all that stuff for Trey Lance. You can't just sit on Trey Lance now. He's cheap. You got to see what he can do now.
And get the most. No, that's fair. That's fair because you got to get the most out of him before you have to start paying him. That's fair. I just can't picture a scenario where I win a Super Bowl with a quarterback and let him go.
I feel like it's happened once before, but I can't remember who.
I can't picture that scenario. I really can't. Okay, who you got next?
So what
we have number 5.
Well, I'm gonna kill all the suspense. Brady last. He got like 7 rings. He ain't got nothing to prove. I'd say Tannehill because he been a journeyman. He don't get no credit in Tennessee. I think that'll solidify him as he'll go from serviceable to being like it'll knock him up a notch.
I'd put Mahomes before Tannehill. I put Brady last too. I put Tannehill at 6.
Tannehill ain't won nothing. He got a lot more to get.
Yeah, but you know what it is? Nobody expects nothing from Tannehill. You know what I mean? Like nobody thinks, oh, Tannehill needs to take them to the Super. Because my thing is, if they lose to the Bengals this weekend, is anyone going to be surprised? I'm taking the Bengals. We'll get into our picks, but
yeah. It wouldn't surprise me if Tennessee won either.
No, it would. Like
Vrabel's a good coach.
That's the thing. Tennessee can beat anybody,
but
it would not surprise me if they lose. Yeah. It just Tannehill. He's a roller coaster, just like Josh Allen. Except I feel like Josh Allen's more consistent than Tannehill, if that makes sense. Yeah. They're both roller coasters, but I feel like I'm gonna get more highs with Josh Allen.
Yeah, because you're gonna get the big plays. You got the big arm. He's gonna be able to throw the ball around.
Whoa! Because Tannehill can move a little bit. Yeah, I feel like his mobility is slept on. Tannehill can make plays with his feet.
He need to stop doing that jumping to the end zone because he almost got hurt that one time.
That was what 6 years ago.
Okay, but he tore his ACL before. Like you don't need to
let
be
it.
doing
All
no
I'm saying
extra
is
stuff.
let it go. Let it go.
Stop doing it, man.
Look at him rubbing his knees.
Made my knee hurt doing that, man. Don't be doing that.
So, yeah, I mean, with those quarterbacks, I feel like I said, there's a lot to gain for all of these quarterbacks. But I don't know. Just like I said, Rodgers, he just takes the cake. Like there's from the off season to the COVID stuff. He's been chirping all season. You had him talking crap to Chicago fans. Like he gotta back it up because he's been to NFC Championship games and he's looked terrible in a bunch of them. What is he, 1-4 or something like that? Like Rodgers cannot lose this weekend. I'll tell you that much.
Nah, I agree. Especially with the offseason. The offseason stuff is what got me. Like, you can't do all that and then. All right, even if he lose, because I think they'll lose in the championship game if they get there. You better play well. Like you can't. It can't be.
He has to have plausible deniability. Like the defense just has to fold. Like he can't do any. There can't be any turnovers.
It's doable. They've done it before.
Sacks. No, I know that. It's just. That's pressure. And Mr. California Cool.
Did you ever think about from this way though? They gonna have to pay him after this year because the way they redid his contract. They also got to play Devontae Adams. So and they don't got that much money. So not to mention Jair Alexander, one of the top corners in the league. They got to pay him too. So somebody not coming back. So this might be the last time they have this whole group together.
They better get it done. But this is a perfect segue into our picks this week. So let's get right into it. We got Tennessee versus Cincy, KC versus Buffalo, Green Bay versus San Francisco, and the Bucks versus LA. Before we get, what is your favorite game this weekend?
Probably that Packers game.
Yeah, man. That's going to be a good one. I think
that or that Rams Bucks game. Actually, I think all of them going to be good. The only one that might be a spoiler.
I think they're all going to be. I think they're all going to be good. I just that that Green Bay San Francisco game, man. I take
that back. They second. Because I really like that Bills Chiefs game because they are allergic to running the football, both of them. All you're gonna see is
that's
all
true.
they gonna do.
I
is
didn't even think about that. That's gonna be but see, that's the thing. Whenever we get hyped up about a big offensive matchup, it ends up being a defensive thing. Like they end up being
every time they play, it's points. The championship game last year, points. They played this year, points. It's the over under is 54 for that game. Bet the over.
Okay. All right. So let's start with that game. Who you got? Kansas City or Buffalo?
I got Kansas City and the over.
Why?
Kansas City's going to score more than Buffalo. I feel like it's going to be a shootout. I don't think, and I feel like both quarterbacks are gunslingers and both of them going to make a mistake. But I think Josh Allen will make more mistakes than Mahomes.
That's literally the only reason I'm picking K. Because Buffalo proved me wrong last week. I picked against them, and they annihilated the. Did they even make them? They didn't make them punt, right?
No punt.
They
took a knee at the end. That's the only time.
If I'm not mistaken, New England is the number one defense in the league, right?
It was an overrated number one.
I mean, it's better than Kansas City defense. So
Kansas City defense played well this year.
They
after
struggled
like week 4 or 5.
No, they got hot, but last 2-3 weeks they struggled down the stretch.
Well, you gotta think Buffalo don't got Trey White, so they gonna be in trouble because they had him for the last matchup. They ain't got nobody to follow Tyreek or nobody around. So
no, that's fair. I agree with you. It's gonna be a shootout, but that's literally the only reason I'm going with Kansas City is because Pat Mahomes. Because that's what it boils down to. Who you trust more, Pat Mahomes or Josh Allen? And I gotta go with Patty.
And there's a chance they might get Edwards-Helaire back, and he adds a different dimension for him when he's back there.
Oh, absolutely.
I think so. The line done dropped. It was Kansas City by 2, but now it's down to 1.5. Basically the same thing, but I think it's gonna be a pick 'em by the time kickoff roll around. But definitely I'm taking Kansas City and over.
There you go, people. There you go. All right. Our second favorite game, Green Bay, San Francisco. This was the tough one for me. I'm not gonna lie to you.
If Jimmy G was playing better, I would pick him to go in there, but I do not trust him after that Dallas game because he almost choked that one away.
Man, I'm in the crib going crazy. Like, he's giving them the game. I could not believe
they should have won that game comfortably last week. And the throw he missed.
Man, if that was any other quarterback, they would have won that game by 3 touchdowns.
I'm just saying.
When he missed, what's his name? Brandon Ayuk, number
wide
11.
Open.
Oh, that would have killed the game right there. I mean, I could have made that pass. Like, it's unbelievable how bad he missed wide open receivers. But then earlier in the game, he got one to Debo right on Jalen Ramsey. I mean, put it right on the money. And it's like, bro.
Diggs or Ramsey? Or are you talking about the week before?
Maybe I'm talking about the week before.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, but even the when he missed Ayuk, it was on Diggs. He hit Diggs with a double move, was wide open.
Maybe it was Diggs.
I'm just saying.
It might have been Diggs, but yeah, man, I don't. But I can't say I don't understand it because Kirk Cousins did the same crap, but that's
him, Cousins, and Dak are all in the same quarterback.
And Derek
Carr too. They're good, but they do stuff you just like, all right,
like what the hell? Yeah, no, I'm with you.
But that line opened at 6. I'm taking the Niners. I'm taking not Cowboys. I'm taking the Packers to win, but the Niners covered because 6 points is too much. It dropped to 5.5, but I don't think Green Bay is significantly better than San Francisco. And they played earlier in the year. They needed a last-second field goal to beat them. So, and they better hope they don't that Green Bay better hope they don't start slow because they've been off a week. So you start slow, you're going to be in a hole early.
Now, you just said the first game they played this year came down to a last-second field goal, right? They locked Debo up that game, and it still came down to a field goal. They're not doing that again.
Well, that's the thing with San Francisco. They're not predicated on one star player on offense. They're going to run the ball regardless. It don't matter what you do. They're going to be able to run the ball.
That Mitchell kid is nice.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is Debo is going to be a factor this game. He's not because I know it's killing him. The last game, they kept me in check. he's going to make a play. Because last week, he was the difference in the game.
I think I think he'll have a similar game than last week. I think he'll be more of a factor in the running game than the passing game. The way he run the ball, it gives them a different dimension. So I'm just.
But that's the thing. They don't just hand the ball off to him. They get him.
Sometimes he take direct snaps.
No, he take direct snaps. He gets the handoff, but they also put him out in the receivers, throw him a screen and let him go. Like
don't nobody like tackling him.
Yeah, would you? Like dang, that he runs with heart. I tell you that much. I would love to have him on my team. I tell you that.
Yeah. So I got San Francisco covering. I would take them to win if Jimmy G wasn't their quarterback.
I'm telling you, I've been torn all day with this because I want to pick the Niners so bad.
I do too, but then I see Jimmy G and the stuff he did last time. I'm just like, I'm good for him.
I'm gonna take him. I do this every freaking week.
What game you did on last week?
Last week it was the Patriots and the Bills. I was torn between them, but
you did on 2 games last week. Matter of fact, because you did on this one, you wanted to pick the Raiders last week too, but you was like, nah.
I definitely did want to pick the Raiders, but I stuck with the Bengals. I do this This is gonna be the difference between 4-0 and 3-1 for me. I'm gonna go with San Fran though. I'm going with San Fran. They got the momentum. I don't believe Green Bay tough enough. I don't.
Okay. What's up next? You gonna go Bengals game or you gonna go
Bengals? Tennessee versus the Cincinnati.
I got Cincinnati pulling out the upset outright. The spread 3.5. It's staying that way. So I'm taking the Bengals. I just feel like they got too much for Tennessee to deal with. And I think their defense is good enough to stop Tennessee's offense. I know they're potentially getting back Derrick Henry, but I
think he's gonna be rusty.
That's right.
I think he's gonna be more of a decoy.
In no game shape. I'm just like, y'all not gonna score enough points. I think they'll score. But then again, Vrabel, great coach. They done played 80-something different people because they had so many injuries this year, and he still found a way to win.
I do hate sleeping on Tennessee because they have the most wins against playoff teams than out of the teams remaining, they have the most wins versus playoff teams.
Right.
But a lot of those wins came. There was situational things, injuries and stuff like that. But a win's a win, and they've been the most consistent all year. It's just I feel like they benefited from his schedule. I feel like
when you say benefited from the schedule, you mean in terms of when they played people?
Yes.
Okay.
Like
I was gonna say you can't beat that many playoff teams.
No, they had tough teams, but the teams that they
got them at the right time.
Right. And not to mention the Bengals are cooking right now. Even the defense is playing well too.
Yeah, and that's the thing with the close matchups. If I feel like the game gonna be close, I'm going to the team with the better quarterback. I did it with the Green Bay game. I'm just like, I don't like Jimmy G.
No, and honestly, that's usually how, because like I told you, the Kansas City Buffalo game, that's what it boiled down to for me. Who's the better quarterback? And the only reason I did it with the Green Bay game, because every week there's always one game that surprises everyone, and I'm just hoping I picked the right one this week.
So you got the Bengals covering, or you got them winning?
Winning.
Okay, I got them.
I got them winning. I don't think. You know what it is though. I think Tennessee is gonna put a lot of stock into stopping Jamar Chase, and I think either that's gonna open it up for Boyd and Higgins, or that's gonna open it up for Mixon.
That's where I was going next. I think they're susceptible to the run because when the Patriots beat them down, they had almost 300 yards rushing. So
and Mixon he had a great season this year. Like Mixon is slept on. He can catch it out the backfield. He can run the ball. He runs hard. Like Mixon ain't no slouch out here. He's one of the top backs in this league.
I agree. That's why they gave him an extension. I think the first one to 20 wins this game.
The only caveat I got for is Joe Burrow. He is I understand he's already played in the playoffs, one game, but
I feel like now he's just playing with house money though, because ain't nobody expecting nothing from him because it's his second year and he coming off the knee injury. I'm just like, they could get this game and get to the championship game.
He expects a lot from himself, and that's
right.
That's pressure right there. I believe he can do it. Listen. Joe Burrow was starting fantasy for me. He won me the championship. That's my guy. But I do worry about that, especially with inexperienced defense and coach. Well, he ain't that experienced, but Vrabel, like you said, Vrabel's a good coach. He's played, he's been through the trenches, he's been in these big moments. Joe Burrow hasn't.
But that right there gives me a little bit of hesitation, like, all right, maybe they can pull it up. But I'm just like, how are they going to score?
Bro, they've been doing it all year. They've been scoring enough all year, so that got them the number one seed. So they've been doing.
Bite them.
No, I'm with you. You see, I picked them. I'm just saying, there's a little nervousness with it.
Okay, let's get to this last game, Bucks Rams. Go ahead. What you got?
I'm going with the Rams.
Spread is 3, by the way.
I'm going with the Rams. I think the Bucks is just too. I think they're too beat up. That's the only. Everybody was so impressed. They
are
beat
beat up.
the freaking Eagles, bro. Like, I wasn't.
We don't really have to talk about.
Yeah, I wasn't impressed like that. Like, if I tell you what, the Rams play like they did last week, I don't think this game is close. Because the Bucks secondary has been garbage all year. All year.
I'll give you that. You know what? I'm just gonna be smart with this. I'm gonna go with Brady.
I respect it.
And
I get it.
And I hear everything you saying about the Rams, but I'm just like, it's Brady. Like, it's the playoffs. He's gonna find something that's gonna work. So I'm just like, even though that one kid, Tyler Johnson, made me nervous because the fact that he got to play now because AB left, like he got to play a lot more. I'm just like. He had so many miscommunications with Brady last week. I'm just like, all right, y'all need to throw the ball to Gronk or Brady. Like, use your tight ends like you did in New England. Because especially in this game against the Rams, don't throw near Ramsey. I would heavily attack everybody but Ramsey because Gronk is a mismatch. They don't have anybody that can cover him. Who?
You're right. Well, Gronk ain't New England Gronk.
It's still a mismatch. They also got to deal with Brady. They don't got nobody to cover Brady either. Tom Brady loves his tight ends. If you got decent to serviceable tight ends, he's going to utilize them because they're a mismatch problem. But the only thing that makes me nervous about picking the Bucks, their old line got dinged up real bad last week,
and the Rams
pass rush was looking good.
What?
And I don't even like to admit that because I just think I don't think they're where they think they are. I just think they face a team from their division that they know very, very well, so they knew exactly what to do. They looked extra good. Although OBJ looks very good.
I mean, to be honest, the fact that it was the divisional game, that's why I'm more impressed because, like you said, they know their matchup. So the Cardinals knew what was coming and couldn't do anything about it. Like, to me, the divisional matchups, if you dominate those matchups, that's impressive to me because it's like, bro, you see this team, you already played them twice this year. There's nothing you can do at this point in the playoffs to surprise them. And they handed it to them. Nothing.
Well, they also don't have the personnel.
Who doesn't have the personnel?
The
Cardinals?
They didn't have D-Hop because they wouldn't have been bringing heat like that if they had D-Hop.
That's
even Ramsey said it.
I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I'm watching the game. I didn't see them blitz that much. That a lot of it was off. It was 4 down, and not to mention, you just said it yourself. Brady is missing AB, Godwin. Like Brady. You put Jalen Hurts, Ramsey on Mike Evans. Where is Brady going with the ball?
Like I said, they gotta use Gronk.
Even if you use Gronk, because you can double
They got
Gronk.
great too. You can double them.
And
you forget.
I keep forgetting about
And you
Brady.
forget another thing. Arizona didn't really attack their secondary like they could have because, like you said, they didn't blitz as much last week. 4 and 5.
It was back there the minute they
Right.
hiked the ball.
Brady don't hang on to the ball.
I said the minute. No, Kyler did hang on to the ball a couple times, but
and that interception, I was like,
yeah, no, I'll give you that, but I don't know, man. It's just a weapon, like because like I get it, Gronk. You know, I don't know. I don't. The Rams looked good last week, man. That defense just looked fast. It looked fast last week.
that's because they was home and they were hyped. Of course it's gonna be like that.
I mean, you going down to play in Florida.
Now
it ain't
you really
like
gonna be able to see if Eric Weddle can play because he fresh out retirement. Now you really gonna be able to see if he can play.
I thought they put. I honestly, we'll have to see. But I was impressed with their defense, even with Kyler. It's not like the Cardinals are a bum team. Like they were second in the division. They won the game. They won the division by 1 game.
But you wanna know what really messed Arizona up? They came out just passing the ball. Like you can't do that against the Rams. Like you got to slow down they pass rush.
Which is crazy because they got James Conner back, and even I can't remember
Edmonds kid.
Edmonds has been doing pretty good while Conner was out. So I thought they had a nice 1-2 punch with those two.
And didn't give him the ball to like the second quarter. I'm like,
But when they played Dallas, that's all they did. That's why I'm like, what are y'all even doing?
yeah, they confused because I saw because whoever ran the ball well was gonna win the game. The Rams came out and ran the ball, which I don't think they're gonna be able to do against the Rams. I mean the Bucks. I don't think they're gonna be able to run the ball like that. And they
Bucks
were
defensive
just
line is decent. Too.
yeah, because Vita Vea, they got Pierre Paul, they got Barrett, they got all them dudes up
I like
there.
their linebackers too.
Yeah, they got
White.
Devontae David, Devin White. That's gonna be a good game.
It's just their secondary is trash.
But they're similar to the Rams, though. Well, the Rams secondary is better. I'm not gonna say that, but the way they compromise for their lack of a secondary with their pass rush. So
No, you got valid points.
and
So
Wentworth got messed up in that game too last week.
yeah, I don't know. I seen that too. So Darnell is running with Cincinnati, Kansas City, Green Bay, and the Bucks.
Green Bay won't cover though.
I'm running with Cincinnati, KC, San Francisco, and LA. So you bet with who you want to bet with, but trust me, Family Affair is gonna win you some money.
One way or the other.
All right, so last thing we're gonna get into before we go to commercial break is the coaching vacancies in the NFL. You know, obviously, the resident Vikings fans, we got to know who you looking at.
I wanted Flores. I don't want Kellen Moore at all.
Great.
Like he was like fourth on my list last week. But if we get Flores, Peterson, or Bieniemy, I'll be fine. But I've heard that we're not even gonna interview Bieniemy, so I don't even know how that's gonna go. They said we might not. And they saying a dark horse to get the job now is Raheem Morris.
Another defensive coach.
The Rams defensive coordinator.
Okay, so I don't want to go defense. If we do go defensive coach, I do want Flores. Other than that, I don't want to go defense. My picks for the Vikings was Bieniemy and Dable. I was with you with the Peterson thing. The only reason I would put Dable or Bieniemy above Peterson is just because they're younger, and it seems like, from my point of view, if you're not Belichick or Tomlin or one of those coaches, the old coaches lost their message. To me, that's what it seems like to me.
I just don't want Dable. He don't run the ball.
I don't think that's because
you think it's more offensive line.
I think it's more of the offensive line, and I don't think he thinks that high of Singletary. I think it'd be a different situation. You put him with Dalvin Cook. You know what I'm saying? And another thing I wouldn't mind is trying to find a quarterback in the who is it? The Shanahan and I don't know if I seen this earlier. The Washington football team in 2013. They had Shanahan, McVay, and LaFleur all on staff. All of them are leading their teams into the playoffs and are Super Bowl contenders.
But that's kind of like that Green Bay situation, because they had at one point they had Andy Reid, Steve Mariucci, and John Gruden.
Oh.
And Holmgren was the head coach.
Holmgren was there
so
too.
He had all of them on his
That's
staff.
what I'm saying. So I wouldn't mind finding somebody from that coaching tree either, because, I mean, they all have success. Because I feel like that's the direction we need to go, and we need to go into a direction where the offensive coach is complementary to Kirk Cousins.
Well, Kubiak is from that vein, but he's the offensive coordinator.
I thought our offense was good this year. It's just we get too conservative in big spots. Maybe Kubiak needs to. I don't know.
No, I'm talking about not the Kubiak we got now. The Kubiak
son
before.
Kubiak.
He's from the Shanahan mold. That's what I meant.
So you talking about the older one?
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. Like I feel like the older guys have lost their juice with the message getting to the younger players of this. I feel like.
Okay, so yours is a two-part thing. You want someone from the Shanahan mold, but younger.
Younger. I want I don't want the first generation. I want the second generation of Shanahans in their grouping, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? The Shanahan. You know, you got Kyle Shanahan, you got McVay, you got LaFleur. Those are his generation.
Because I thought about putting him in my top one of my top picks, Nathaniel Hackett.
Who is that?
He comes from that mold. He's young. He's from that Shanahan tree. He's under LaFleur right now. He's their OC.
But that's what I mean. Like I'm not opposed to that. I'm not opposed to the Rams OC. I heard he's getting static too.
Let's try. What other teams we got on there for coaching vacancies? I think that intern in Oakland is gonna hang on to his job.
Yeah, me too. Well, that was my next question. Is what do you think is the best spot? What is the best coaching job? Because you got
we touched on this last week. I think if after us, but I'll take my bias. I think it's Denver, because they got everything but a quarterback. They got weapons. They got a defense. They got running backs. They got offensive and defensive lines. You literally just need to plug a quarterback in there, and they could probably get deep in the playoffs.
The crazy thing is NFL.com got they have Oakland as the number one.
I don't think they got enough. I think Denver better than them. The only difference is they had Carr and Denver didn't.
Well, I mean,
if Carr was on Denver this year,
no, that's I think that's why they put the Raiders as number one, because the Raiders have a quarterback.
That's solvable though, because they got so much talent everywhere else.
It's solvable for who? Denver?
Yeah, because they could trade for somebody. Like I told you, it wouldn't surprise me if Russell Wilson ended up there.
Bro, Denver hasn't had a quarterback since Peyton Manning. If it was that easy, then they should have been had one.
They ain't had this many assets. Since Peyton retired, they did not have a team like this.
Yeah, they have.
Where?
When Peyton retired, bro, that's why they were still Super Bowl contenders. They had Brock Osweiler.
When Peyton left, that's when Von Miller started getting hurt. They didn't have any more passers. DeMarcus Ware retired. They lost a lot of their guys.
Yeah, but they revamped not too long after. And then they drafted Paxton Lynch and Drew Lock and.
Well, Paxton Lynch was way before that, because he didn't even get a second contract.
But that's what I mean. Like, but that's how long. That's what I mean. Like they after Peyton, they've gotten garbage quarterback. They got bridge quarterbacks. They haven't gotten the quarterback, the franchise quarterback.
But they haven't been this loaded everywhere since then.
Where is this loaded everywhere that you're talking about?
They got in the secondary. You got Fuller. You got Surtain. You got Simmons. He's a Pro Bowler. And Fuller been a Pro Bowler. Surtain going this year. That's the whole secondary. They got Bradley Chubb up front. They got the 2 defensive tackles. They got the edge rusher.
The 2 defensive tackles.
I forgot their name. That's just like I forgot the name, but they're the offensive defensive lines. The offensive line's kind of suspect, but they're good. Like they had one.
They're kind of suspect, but they're good. They're
like our offensive line. They can't pass block, but they can run block.
So that's not good. It's
not bad.
It's average. That's
young. They all young. They all first or second year guys.
That's not loaded. That's average.
Then you look at
line.
receivers. They got Cortland Sutton. They got Jerry Jeudy. They got KJ Hamler. They got Melvin Gordon in the backfield. That's loaded.
Melvin Gordon is not. I'm sorry that he's all right.
Funny because they didn't start losing like they did until he got hurt.
The quarterback play is why they started losing.
Because they didn't have nobody to hand the ball off to take it off the quarterback.
Man, running back is not a glorified position.
It is when you ain't got a backup.
Bro, they got you can pick a running back. Like running backs are a dime a dozen. Like
so are receivers. Look how many receivers that came into the league and just went off.
Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson.
Every year there's at least 2 or 3.
Outside of those 2, I can't name you one.
We'll look at it.
Yeah, now you gotta look at it. Like that's what I mean.
OBJ came in killing. Everybody comes in cook at receiver.
This dude brought up OBJ from 2013. Like, bro, that's
Debo came in killing.
Debo did not come in killing.
The second year he got hurt, so everybody forgot about him.
Okay, that's fair. He did get hurt his second year, but his first year, it was spotty.
Had a good year.
A good year. It wasn't no.
He had almost 1,000.
Almost 1,000. If
you're not the number one option,
he had a good year. He ain't come in killing. He had a solid year.
Right.
Like receivers, you got to get receivers. Running backs, I feel like you can. Prime example, you don't even want to pay Dalvin Cook another contract. Why? Because you know we can get another running back.
Bro, I didn't disagree with you about the running back thing.
You literally just...
I said Melvin Gordon because they had no backup. That's why he was so valuable. I just said that.
They had a value... What was the... Lynch or something? No, it wasn't Lynch. It was Peyton something. They had a running back that was Peyton Hillis. Like... You can find a running back. Like I'm not saying
he was trash when he got to Denver.
No, he wasn't.
He was nice with Cleveland. He wasn't nice with Denver.
Man, then that's not the one I'm thinking of. It was a young dude. They drafted him. He had a solid rookie season.
Oh, he's with the Texans. I know who you're talking about. What's his name?
But
I told you running backs are interchangeable.
That's what I mean. So you're bringing up Melvin Gordon. You don't. That's what I'm saying. You don't have to have a running back. Like Melvin Gordon is
you
not.
You do when you don't have a backup.
You can find a backup. They had a backup. I think it was like you said. They didn't. Their offensive line wasn't great.
All right.
Now it's here we go. I'm just telling you what you said. But so that's the vacancies. Your number one is Denver.
Yeah.
Okay, so. I don't think, maybe I'm being biased, but I think the Vikings is number one, bro. We got a quarterback. Well, okay. I wouldn't say we have a quarterback. We have a quarterback. We have, out of all the teams that's available and the quarterbacks that's available, we have the second best. I would take Derek Carr over Kirk Cousins. But that's the competition. Derek Carr, Kirk Cousins. Like, I don't think they're that much different. I would rather have Derek Carr, not gonna lie to you, but I feel like they're right there, 1 and 2. But we're gonna get into a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we're gonna get into our NBA topics.
At Price Chopper and Market 32, we want to help you shop smart to get the best quality and value for you and your family. That's why we created
more ways to save.
Just use your Advantage card to save your way. With weekly specials, price chops, lowdowns, stock-up savings, fair to compare, and Advantage rewards. Now that's smart shopping. More ways to save at Price Chopper and Market 32.
Because you got cheesecake and you got ice cream. So when you put the two of those together, does that make it one thing?
I'm not even listening to you right now.
I know. Sonic cheesecake glass.
I'm really having an experience here. This is.
All right, welcome back. This is Family Affair, and now we're going to get into our NBA news. I want your opinion on the 7-footer out in Brooklyn that has went down for injury. Kevin Durant. What was the injury again?
MCL sprain.
His knee, right? Yeah. How's that impact Brooklyn?
I think they'll be fine, especially if Kyrie get the clearance of playing home games. I think they'll be fine. They could drop in the seedings.
That's what I don't think he's gonna get the clearance, number one. Or if he does get the clearance, I don't think he's gonna get it soon enough where they're gonna drop in the standings. And if they, you know what? If they drop in the standings and he doesn't get the clearance, that might actually bode well for him, because then they won't have home court, and Kyrie will be playing most of those games.
You still want home court.
In a game 7, whether it's home court or not, I want Kyrie on the court. And if you got a home game 7, he ain't going to be there.
If they're allowed to pay the fine. They let him pay that fine, he's going to be in every game 7.
But that's a if. That's a if. Let's assume the rules are going to stay what they are. Kyrie doesn't get vaccinated, and he can only play away games. This may bode well for them.
But who in the East besides Milwaukee really scares you if they don't have them?
I think Chicago can beat them.
No, I think Durant can beat them. Who do they have? They don't got nobody to deal with KD. And I found out today Lonzo hurt too, so he having surgery.
Man, Lonzo going to be all right. He'll be back by the playoffs. Even probably before that.
So KD.
No, I'm not. No, I know that. Chicago look good.
They look good, but they not.
I think Chicago could beat them. I think Miami could beat them.
Okay, Miami, I think could beat them too, but I don't think Chicago can beat them.
I think the Sixers can beat them.
All right, you stretching it.
Who's stopping? You talking about who's stopping KD? Who's stopping Embiid? Ain't nobody stopping.
They cancel each other out. Who you got after Embiid? Nobody, baby.
No, they got shooters, and I think they're gonna.
Nobody that's gonna get their own shot. Nobody.
Curry can a little bit. All right. But
we talking about Seth, not Steph.
Yeah. Okay, maybe I jumped the gun with
just a smidge.
Yeah. Okay, I probably jumped the gun.
Although
because Embiid is balling. No,
he
bro.
is. Although if they could flip Ben Simmons and get like a guy that can create his own,
and that's the thing. You still got to wait for that, because you know they're going to. There's
all
no
right, so
way.
Don't put them in before you get that.
No, I'm just assuming they're going to get something where it's going to benefit them. They're going to get another superstar. They're going to get.
I think they're going to get a shot creator.
Yeah, right. Whether it's Dame, whether it's
they not getting Dame.
Why not?
He not going nowhere.
You know what?
And he just had the surgery.
This is a perfect.
He just had the surgery. He's not getting traded.
Who?
He got a core injury. He getting surgery.
So
he ain't getting traded.
He's coming back this year, right? They're talking. Jeremy Grant is hurt, and they're talking about trades for him. You don't think they're going to trade for Damian Lillard? Come on now.
How much you going to give for a hurt Dame though?
He'll recover. I'll give up enough.
Okay, Dr. Seuss.
I'm just saying, like, and the crazy thing is the Sixers aren't bad right now.
They not.
I think they look pretty good. But they do need a secondary scorer.
Yeah.
And Tobias Harris he's too inconsistent.
He on the block.
I know, because and I believe that's why, because he's too inconsistent.
Because I read one of the articles that said that they trying to put his deal in and Ben Simmons' deal.
Yeah, I seen that too. That's a lot of money to be trying to trade. I don't know how that's gonna work.
Yeah, that means you gotta get 2 max guys back, or get a lot of like mid-level guys with big contracts.
Right.
Which that wouldn't be bad either.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, Philly is coming if they make the right trade, they'll be in position to beat Brooklyn. Milwaukee, I would favor Milwaukee.
I'd probably take Milwaukee to beat them.
Like I said, Chicago and Miami, I wouldn't favor them, but I wouldn't be surprised if they won.
I think Miami could just beat them up.
Yeah. So how did did you hear anything about a timetable? How long he'd be out?
Durant. I think it was 4 to 6 weeks.
That could be tough on them,
That'll
especially.
be fine.
Kyrie's not playing home games right now, bro. So it's literally just James Harden.
Did you
and G League players.
Okay, it's not G League players. You stretching it. Patty Mills been balling.
No, I like Patty Mills. That's fair.
And they still
I forgot
got
about
Aldridge. They got Griffin.
Aldridge is a G League player at this point. I'm sorry. Aldridge is a G League. Yes,
He's
he is. No, Aldridge is a G League player at this point.
Not.
Yes, he is. And I like Aldridge in his prime was nice.
He should have never left Portland.
I mean, can you imagine in his prime with Dame? But anyways, in his prime, Aldridge was nice. He's a G League player.
I realize he's not what he used to be, but you being disrespectful to G League.
He's a G League. Yo, the G League got some ballers, bro. Caruso came from the G League. Don't ever forget that.
And don't ever forget to re-sign him.
I know, man. I know. We ain't gonna talk about that.
Yeah, we ain't gotta talk about it. Man, they not bad with they extremely old without KD, but
right.
I mean,
and Patty Mills, don't get me wrong, he's nice. What he doing on the defensive end?
Right, but last year they didn't do nothing on the defense end. They just outscored people. You putting Harden around a bunch of shooters.
They outscore people with KD and James Harden.
Remember when Chris Paul got hurt in Houston all them times? He used to do that.
Yo, bro, yes, but he had certain better players. Eric Gordon, Capella. Like, he had a better roster than this.
I'm saying he got shooters. You could spread the floor and just.
What shooters does he have? He has Patty Mills and Joe Harris. And I heard Joe ain't even getting that much smoke now.
And he's still starting?
I don't know. I know they've been high on Bruce Brown.
He annoys me.
I hate the way he plays. Me too. Me too. I can't stand him. He remind me of Raymond Felton.
I hate him.
Yo, I can't stand him, yo.
He play hard, but I just don't. He bothers me.
Okay, so midseason awards. Who you got as MVP right now?
Ja.
Yo, me too. And I can't stand him because he be cooking the Lakers and talking crazy.
Wait. What happened to that?
Man, we're not talking about.
I'm not talking about the Lakers. Look at you. You jumping the gun. I wasn't about to say nothing about the Lakers. Shut up. So listen, I'm just saying. When I first said it, you said I don't know yet because they had went on that winning streak early without him. What changed your mind?
He came back and they went on another winning streak. Like what?
Just saying. I tried to tell you. Okay, we got Rookie of the Year.
Evan Mobley?
He's second on mine.
Who you got?
The kid up north in Canada, Scotty Barnes. That boy's a hooper.
The only reason you're fair. That's fair. The only reason I put Evan Mobley above him is because
Cleveland winning.
Yeah, and he's contributed. It's not like he's not. I wouldn't say he's the reason why Cleveland is winning, but he contributes a lot.
No, I hear you.
And for a rookie, you can't knock that. Defensive Player of the Year.
Who you got?
I don't want to, but you gotta go with Gobert because who else? Like who?
It's my only.
Because if Simmons was balling, because he should have won it last year.
I agree. This my problem with giving it to Rudy Gobert. If they can hunt you out to purposely get you put in certain situations, you can't be Defensive Player of the Year.
I agree, but I wouldn't even say I agree. I see what you're saying, but at the same time, he covers a lot of ground. Like he puts, if I give it to anybody else, I give it to Giannis.
I was gonna say Giannis,
but the only thing with Giannis is, here's my thing with Giannis. You wouldn't search him out on defense like you would Gobert, right?
Right.
But you never see Gobert back down from a challenge.
Who he back down from?
Giannis won't go on the perimeter, and he has the ability to do that.
When? When has he shied away from going on the perimeter?
Bro, he don't go under he don't check KD. He
don't check KD a few times. He wasn't his primary defender. I give you that.
And I don't even need him to do that the whole game because the
he
energy
did it in spurts.
Fourth quarter, I need you to go get him. Fourth quarter, when it's crunch time, I should be able to go put you on
I feel
anybody.
like he guarded KD in the fourth last year.
Nah, man. And I'm still not over the Jimmy Butler thing. Jimmy Butler is killing y'all in the bubble, and you don't go check him?
Yeah, that one he should have put that.
But that's what he does. Like he's like Gobert, where he covers a lot of ground. But I should be able to go put you. I should be like, for example, the Lakers and when we faced the Heat, we put AD on Jimmy. We ain't got nobody on the perimeter. AD, go check him, smash. That's what and Giannis. I feel like his footwork is better than AD's.
I got a dark horse for it, though.
Who?
Embiid. What?
I wouldn't call Embiid a defender. Like, he's a good help defender.
He a good defender, period. I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know the 6 men like that. I was gonna say, does Jordan Poole start?
I'd go with Poole.
I think he start though.
No, I don't think he starts now that Clay's back. No, yeah, not. I don't think he definitely doesn't start. It's
but
Curry.
is he gonna have enough games as a 6 man? Because you can't start a certain amount of number to be considered a 6 man.
I'm not sure if. Well, shoot. By the time the end of the year comes around, he'll have enough. And I would definitely go with Jordan Poole. That's actually a really good pick because he's a bucket off the bench, boy.
Yeah, I go with Jordan Poole, even though I'm hesitant because I think he's still hurt.
No, it's Clay. It's Clay. I mean Curry, Clay, Wiggins, Draymond, and then they
Looney.
Looney, yeah. So yeah, I forgot about Poole. That's a good pick, honestly. Caruso.
Okay, so we did MVP, we did Rookie of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, 6 man. Who's your Coach of the Year?
Coach of the Year. I think Billy Donovan did a good job with Chicago. I think is that Bickerstaff for Cleveland?
Yeah.
He should be in the running. Those are my two.
I got 3. Bickerstaff, Memphis coach. They still who they coach?
Jorgen or something like that.
Jorgen
That's a good one too.
Yeah, I'm not putting Monty Williams up there because they was expected to be nice. So between them two, I was gonna say Monty Williams because the Suns.
They ain't getting that. All right, well, we're going to leave it there. Next week, we're probably going to get into our all-star picks for the NBA. And like I said at the beginning of the show, please reach out to us. Any sporting events in the city, anything you guys got going on, please let us know. We're gonna try to get on social media. We're gonna try to get picks of the night going every night, and as far as NBA games and NFL games and such things of that nature. And like I said, we're building right now, so keep us going.
Hit that call line up, man. Y'all been dry the last couple of weeks. Hit that call line up.
And that's
the number up there.
And
Let's go.
That's another thing too. On social media, send us You can send us questions on social media as well. Message us on Facebook, DM us on Twitter, Instagram, and we'll put them on. We'll put your questions on the show.
Same time next week.
Family Affair.